Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work, and let's get open for business on this Thirsty Thursday. And man, I gotta tell you, Joe Boo definitely is thirsty and needs a refill. We've got Thursday night football up on tap. We've got the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns, who, if they had only had a kicker, could be 2-0. The world is literally upside down right now. But they're taking on the Jets, who at first thought they had a franchise quarterback. Now they've pumped the brakes a little bit. But we have a big game this weekend. Literally 2 days, 23 hours, 51 minutes, and 40 seconds from right now. We take on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. And it's funny because we have been linked together since the draft because of one Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas literally has been a nightmare for me. It's been highs and lows and everything else, but we got to have one more segment on Earl Thomas because I know I'm an idiot. I know I talk too much. But here's the thing. I said this in a video a couple days ago, that Seattle screwed up. They would have been smart to have taken the second round pick before the season started from the Cowboys. I think that was the high point, the top of the mountain, as much as you were going to get for Earl Thomas. And when you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, allegedly a franchise quarterback, he only got a second round pick. Now, in hindsight, if he goes south, that may seem like they paid too much. So I'm trying to understand where they think that they should be able to get more for an aging safety. But here's the thing. October 29th is the end of the trading deadline. If the Seattle Seahawks continue on the path that they're on to the basement, where there is no future for this season, especially after this week, because when you start out 0-2 like they are right now, in the history of the NFL, only 11% of the teams have actually made it to the playoffs. You start 0-3, it's not the final nail in the coffin, but I got to tell you, there are very few openings left after that. This has to be a must-win for Seattle to save their season. And if they don't, you're looking at this being a complete rebuild. Already, Russell Wilson is getting the hell beat out of him. 12 sacks in 2 games. You can't hold up. Their offensive line is in shambles. Their defense, losing Cliff Averill, losing Cam Chancellor, losing Richard Sherman, as well as Sheldon Richardson, and Bennett. When you lose that many guys on the defense, you're starting over. And at this point, they can use all the commodities they can for rebuilding down the road, because the reality is when they're ready to challenge, it will be well past the prime for Earl Thomas. And if they do not win this weekend, look for them to try and make some moves to gut the team to get draft picks so that way they can start all over again. So this is a big game, not just for the Dallas Cowboys to try and set the tone for the season. It's also a big game for Seattle to figure out what direction they're going to go and whether or not they hold on to Earl Thomas. And at this point, the way the Cowboys defense is playing, I'm not sure that the Cowboys are interested in giving up as much. I dare say maybe a third or a fourth round. And at this point, you're talking about renting a player for half of the season. The value goes down. So Seattle, you might have just screwed up. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll be sure to watch the game tonight and check out the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns versus the Jets. And, of course, any news on the Dallas Cowboys, you'll see it here. And don't forget, if you are going to be at the Washington Redskins-Dallas game October 21st, be sure to go ahead and go to my Facebook page, Cowboy Joe Boo, and check out the tailgate that we're going to do, because I hope to meet a lot of you guys there. I'm Mark Holmes with Cowboy Joe Boo, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. I'll see you later.